Nicaragua, your president in Japan, your president in Benin, Nigeria, Ivory Coast, South Africa, New Zealand, Australia, Canada, and the list, guess where? They're on the left inside. They're on the dark side. Where is darkness, destruction, evil, weakness? That's the side they are. If you look at them, they do the same thing. It doesn't matter. Don't get it twisted. They're worshiping the same Masema. They're worshiping the same morning light, right? Or the morning star. They're worshiping the same beast. Nothing new. All right? Let's go back to it. 4:17. Let's read it. It says, this matter is by the decree of the watchers, the angel, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know, that the Most High, Yahweh, ruleth in the kingdom of men. Where does the Most High rule? In the kingdom of men. And give it to whomsoever he will. So you see, so the Most High say, I'm going to give my kingdom to Pharaoh for like maybe 50 years, 100 years. Then I'm going to overthrow him. I'm going to give it up to who? To the Assyrian. I'm going to overthrow the Assyrian. Then I'm going to give it to Nebuchadnezzar, the Babylonian. After the Babylonian, you know what? I'm going to give it to who? To the Greeks. Or I'm going to give it to the Mede-Persian. After the Mede-Persian, you know what? I'm going to give it to the Greeks. After the Greeks, I'm going to give it to Esau, the so-called Roman. The Moses said, there, I'm going to die. You know what? I'm going to give it to Babylon. I'm going to set up Babylon the Great. And I'm going to give him some power, most of my power. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to overthrow him. Are you seeing the picture? Are you following me? Are you getting understanding? That's how the Moses operates, man. The Moses balance. He set them up, he destroyed them. He set them up, he overthrew them. That's how the Moses operates, man. Let's read it. He said, and give it to whomsoever he would, and set up over it the basis of men, the basis. Like someone you don't even consider to be president or to be leader. Basis. The basis one. Let's jump to verses 25. A couple of precepts line up. We're going to go to it. This will be a beautiful one. Repent and keep the commandment. The war is coming, is in the corner. Let's read it. Daniel 4:25. Let's read from verse 24. This is the book of Daniel chapter 4 and verse 24 through 25. And it reads, this is the interpretation, O king, and this is the decree of the Most High, which is come upon my Lord the king. These are our forefather who? Daniel. And the other three brothers right before who? Nebuchadnezzar. Let's continue. That they shall drive thee from men, and that dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field. So Nebuchadnezzar, he was overthrown. And the Most High prophesied, let him know, when I overthrow you, I'm going to remove you from there, and you're going to be in the field with the beasts, and you're going to eat grass. That's why we got to fear the Most High. Imagine. That's why we tell the brother, don't be cocky, don't be proud. Don't think you already got it. Don't think you already been saved. You are not saved until you endure until the end. Keep in mind. Now, don't be proud. Don't think because you've been in the truth for 50 years, 20 years, where you set up your good. No. Just pray to the Most High that he continue to pour his grace and mercy upon you, brother and sister. Don't take it for granted. Don't do it. Thank the Most High every day when you wake up. Tell him to continue to pour his blessing, his grace, his mercy over you day and night. That's all. So that you'll be able to endure until the end. Don't think you already got it. You already make it to the kingdom. Blah, blah. No, don't do it. Don't take it for granted. No, don't do it. Cast that spirit off your mind and be humble. Simple. It's not acquired yet. We're still working on it. All right? We're still working on it. It's not acquired yet. We're still working on it. So let me read it again. He said, and they shall make thee to eat grass. That happened to a king, Nebuchadnezzar. The Most High can make that. The Most High can pour the same spirit upon Vladimir Putin. When Vladimir Putin will be overthrown from the power, the Most High move the spirit, he'll be literally in the field, eating grass with the cows. Literally, the Most High, that's how mighty and powerful is our God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. That's how terrible is the Most High. That's how terrible the Most High is. That's why we tell brother and sister, we want brother for so long time, repent and keep the commandment. Watch out, the mark of the beast is coming. World War III is coming. We tell you this is coming. They're making documentary about the Hebrew Israelite. It's coming out in June, I think June 9 or 19, something like that. Repent and keep the commandment. Trouble is in the corner, brother and sister. Wake up and repent and keep the commandment. Evil is coming, brother and sister. Get ready. Start, learn how to fast. I said it earlier. Maybe you can fast for 6 hours. Do it. Maybe you can fast for 10 hours. Do it. Maybe you can fast for 1 day. You try that. Maybe you can fast later on for 2 days. Maybe next week or 1 month after, then you can fast 3 days. Maybe later on you can fast 4 days. Maybe later on you can fast 5 days. Learn it, brother and sister. You're going to tell me this is beautiful what I'm telling you. It's powerful what I'm telling you. There is spiritual power behind fasting. If you can do it 1 full day, sundown to sundown, beautiful. Then next week, you do another time. Maybe you do it once every week. That will build your body up. It will get you ready for the worst to come. So you'll be ready. You can teach that to your daughter, your son, let them know. Okay, don't touch the juice right now. Don't touch it. Leave it up for next week, all right? We're going to stay with the water this time. Or you can do water fasting. There's so many ways to fast. Or if you used to eat like maybe 3 pounds of beef every day, then you cut it to 1 pound, brother. Then you cut it to 1 pound, sis. If you're pregnant or you're breastfeeding, guess what? You still can fast. You can fast maybe 1 day, then you cut it, you go back to it. You can still do it. Because you fasting, the Most High healing your baby, the Most High healing you, the Most High show you more thing, more mighty thing, the Most High strengthen you. You'll be strong in the power, man. You'll be strong in the spirit. You'll be strong in the spirit. Ain't nobody will be able to move you. Ain't no one will be able to move you. That's what you got to keep in your mind. You got to learn to fast. Learn it. We know what we're talking about. Our forefathers, for them to receive some of this revelation, to receive some of these things to come to pass, they fast 3 days, 7 days. Some brother fast 2 weeks. Some brother fast straight up 40 days. Like who? Moses. Like who? Amashiach. Many of our sisters. We got Simon, and I'm going to bring it out, Lord willing. I'm going to do a lesson on fasting. Lord willing, in the coming days, Lord willing, the Most High move the Spirit, I'm going to do it. I'm going to bring it out. We got brother that fast for what? More than 40 days and night. 2-year fasting. Imagine that. Imagine that. And the Most High deliver the brother. When you fast, you humble yourself before the Most High. You casting off your flesh and you in your spirit. You in the spirit. And you don't feel weak. You stay strong. You see going up. You see do work. Come on, brother. You can do it, brother. You can do it. You can do it. Because he's coming. He said, "And they shall make thee to eat grass as oxen." That's scary, man. For a king, Nebuchadnezzar used to be a king. The Most High turned him to what? Unto like a beast. And he was eating grass. "And they shall wet thee with the dew of heaven. And 7 times shall pass over thee." 7 times. More than 7 years probably, or 70 years. "And 7 times shall pass over thee, till thou know that the Most High rule in the kingdom of man, and give it to whomsoever he will," man. That's why this thing going on. We just saw there's a new sanction that popping up. Let's go right here. I think I got a couple of pages right here. Open up. Right? Let's see what I got right here. There we go right here. So I'm on this website right here. It's called the Fair Use for YouTube. All right? Facebook. All the social media. Fair use. All right? Okay. Fair use. This is an article. We're going to read it from the WashingtonPost.com. That's all. Fair use. As you know, as we made it clear. Fair use. And nothing, you know. So let's read. It says, Biden announces sanction on Russia after moves against Ukraine. Right? Right? It says Biden imposing sanction on company building Nord Stream 2. Blinken cancelled meeting with Russian foreign minister, saying Kremlin is not serious about diplomacy. You know, that's how Babylon the Great operate. Babylon the Great, they think that the only one, they think, well, this is Babylon the Great. It's a land of confusion. So always they're the best. If you are not doing what they're telling you to do, that means you're the bad guy. You're the worst. But when they're doing all the evil all the time, nobody say anything, they're happy. But once you start exposing Babylon the Great, then you'll be the bad guy. Then they're going to label you. They're going to call you all type of names. They're going to call you terrorists. They're going to call you blah, blah, blah. They're going to call you all type of names just to demonize you. Why? Because you are not down with their weakness. It's very simple. That's why we need to wake up and keep our eyes open. We got to stay sober. He said, Ukrainian president called up military reservists after Russian lawmaker gave Putin authority to send troops. President Biden announced new sanctions on Russia on Tuesday after it moves against Ukraine, saying the action amounted to a flagrant violation of international law. You've been doing all the time, man. You've been killing our people. Babylon the Great has been killing our people for so long, over three decades, over 300 years. They be slaying and killing our people all over the place, man. Babylon the Great had blood on his head. Now you want to turn and tell the Russian that they're the bad guy. Now when we take a look at the history, where are the Native Indian, our forefathers, the Native Indian? You're the one that exterminated them. You wiped them off from their own land and you stole the land. You're the one that dropped the bomb of who? On the Japanese Hiroshima and Nagasaki. You're the one that dropped the orange agent on the Vietnamese. You're the one that destroyed Afghanistan, Pakistan. You're the one that dropped bombs and drones on the people in Africa, in Somalia, Niger, and the list goes on and on and on. Ain't nobody held you accountable for that yet, right? Ain't nobody saying you're the bad guy yet, eh? But right now, because Putin is moving to take back his land, because you mind me, or be mindful. Ukraine belongs to the Russian. Whether you like it or not, Ukraine is part of Russia. It used to be part of the Soviet Union. So just that Vladimir Putin is taking back the land of his forefather, the land of Gog and Magog. When you go in the book of Ezekiel chapter 38, that's the land of Gog and Magog. They mingle and mix with Esau, Edom. They mix and mingle with Esau, Edom, and they turn pale skin. Keep in mind, Magog and Gog originally they were what? Dark skin, like the gypsy. You've done more bloodshed on the earth compared to Russia. World War I, Babylon the Great were involved. World War II, Babylon the Great is involved. Right? Babylon is involved in all the war. In this war, nothing to steal and take natural resources. The war in Afghanistan is about lithium and what? The opium. Lithium and opium. The war in Iraq is about what? Gas, oil, petrol, things like that. It's not to save the Pakistani, the Afghanistani. Don't believe it. It's all stage, it's all lie. Don't believe it. Don't buy into it. Don't believe it. It's all to go steal natural resources from other land. That's what the French been doing with the British in West Africa or in Africa all these days. Now the Mosai moving the spirit upon the brother and they're removing all the puppet, overthrowing them, the military overthrowing them, making coup d'etat here and there. And all of a sudden, they're becoming a bad guy. Come on, bro. Esau, really? Let's go right here. 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verses 8. Let's go to it. We're going to bring it out. 1 Samuel 2 and 8. Let's go get it. This is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verses 8. Let's go to it. World War III is coming. Or whether it be another type of war is coming. But we'll show you how this war is going to go down. We're going to break it down. The war has not started yet. Vladimir Putin just take over like Donbass and whatever he did. Very simple. And all of a sudden, Esau's launching. Let's get 1 Samuel 2 and 8. Let me have it ready. Let me go right here. He say, in imposing economic penalty on Russia, the United States joined European allies in responding to Russia's deployment of troops into two pro-Russian separatist regions of eastern Ukraine. Biden called Russian action the beginning of a Russian invasion of Ukraine. Now, what did you do to the Native Indian? Didn't you invade the Native Indian, the so-called Native Indian, the so-called Latino? Didn't you invade the land of the so-called blacks, African American in Jerusalem in 70 AD? Didn't your forefather done that in Edom? Didn't your forefather, didn't they invade our land based on the prophecy 70 AD? Have we fought against it? We did not. We never fought against you yet. We didn't do it. All of a sudden, you want to sit down here now and throw stone at people. Meanwhile, you live in glass houses, man. You see, Biden said a first tranche of U.S. sanctions against Russia will target two financial institutions, Russian sovereign debt and Russian elite, and the family's member, which is nothing. It just, when you take a chicken and you swallow a chicken, you cut the head, the chicken still jumping. He just jumping. Joe Biden just making noise. He ain't do anything. Empty barrels. That's what they do, man. Empty barrel, when you hit it, they make a lot of noise. He can't do anything to Putin. Joe Biden, what can he do? Nothing. He can stop Putin from moving